Yeah, I'm thinking Fire Sling is a decent card, but the red removal has been taken. We might just go Griffin Rider and take a punt on getting a critical mass of Griffins. Another Onyx Mage in the pack. Again, it's a pretty solid card. Black-white is a bit of an awkward colour combination, but it can work. I've had it work before. And it is a really good guy. So there's that, or there's Stampeding Rhino in the colour of Suck. Just go for the Onyx Mage, see how it works out. Okay, so we've got Griffin Rider. Probably wouldn't take that over a solid card in another colour like Vampire or Devouring Swarm. Obviously Vampire isn't that great, but Devouring Swarm is generally really solid. So I'd be happy to take that. There's also a Fire Slinger in here, so we could still go with red if we wanted to. This is the Bad Scepter, yep. I might go with this Devouring Swarm. So this pack doesn't have a lot of anything, but I mean, I've poo-pooed this card before, but I guess it's playable. You want something powering it up generally, but it's a decent card. Still a lot of I actually quite like Lure. It's one of those crazy cards that that attract me. But I'll take the Tormented Soul here. Try and cut off these two colours and get some goodies in pack 2. So what do we got here? We have Warpath Ghoul. Here's some good red and good green cards. Still making the rounds. I think, if anything, the red drafter in this draft probably has a lot of goods. Well, at least very solid creatures. There hasn't been a lot of red removal just flying about. Okay. Crumbling Colossus, Distress. Distress is a card we can be reasonably happy with. I don't think I've ever played with this card before. It's probably better in a red deck where you got flings. Great Sword, I think I've had it in my deck before, but never actually had a chance to cast it. I'm happy with Distress here. Now, Divine Favor is actually a playable card, which always surprises me. Zombie to Goliath is also good. I can take the Goliath because I'm more likely to find a Divine Favor later if I do want one, and I like having big solid bodies like that. This is some really bad removal, but sometimes you do really need that really bad removal. Okay, so we're sort of solidly in black with white as our second colour. And we got O-Ring and Pacifism in the pack. I guess O-Ring's better. What else have we got there? Child of Night, Lord of the Unreal making the rounds, Chasm Drake, Incinerate in the pack. Soren's Thirst, Stormfront Pegasus. Now I should probably know better of which of these to take. Of the rest of the pack, yeah, there's nothing really as good as these two. Unfortunately, he's not a Griffin, which does suck, but he is amazing on the other hand. Soren's Thirst, I mean, you can't really have enough removal, can you? I currently have 1 removal spell. 2 if you include Lawkeeper. I think you'd probably need a way to win more than a 2 damage removal spell. So I'm going to take the Pegasus. Not at all convinced that is right, but giving it a go. More than happy to take the Assault Griffin here, as it's a Griffin, and better than these 2 cards. Manolith is interesting, but probably not for this deck. This pack doesn't really have anything except a Stave Off, so yeah, we'll play that in a pinch. I mean, I'll probably end up playing it, to be fair. This is tough. There's an Assault Griffin and a Timely Reinforcements. Both of which I'm very interested in. Also a Dark Favor, but hopefully I'll get another one late in the draft, although it is getting kind of late in the draft for that. Dark Favor is obviously really good with both Tormented Soul and Griffin Sentinel. But for the most part, I think I want the other Griffin. That'll bring me up to 3 Griffins. Timely Reinforcements is just such a swingy card though. Like if you're on the back foot just a little bit, then you cast that, they're like, ugh, what happened? But I'll take the Griffin. This is a really slow spell, slow creature. But if it is active and you don't have any other action, they literally can't do anything in a lot of situations. So I'm happy to take it. Hey, another Griffin. Over a Mind Rot. Yep. So now I have 4 Griffins. As I said, bad removal is still removal. Not that much though. Might take something here like a Basilisk. Just as a hate draft. So we're likely not playing Fling. Probably not splashing for something as simple as a negate, but we'll see. Griffin Rider, sure thing. Be very keen to pick up a few more Griffin Sentinels. In fact, I'll probably take Griffin Sentinel over anything except bombs or removal. Not really interested in that. Sure thing. Handy sideboard card. Probably not playing a Smallpox in the main. Or a Hideous Visage. Or a Negate or a Distress. Probably don't want a main Distress. Only bring in if there's bombs that they have that you absolutely cannot handle. Alright. Pack 3, here we come. Just had the thought that black-white probably isn't as awkward a colour combination as it used to be, because you don't have the double white spells or anything like that to deal with, because normally it was really hideous because you had double white and double black spells, so it just made casting spells really difficult, but I don't think you really have that problem anymore. Okay, so in this pack we can splash for an Arachnus Spinner, but in pack 3 I think it's probably a bit late to do that, because you still need to find the Arachnus Webs, even though I think I did see one going kinda late last time. So that's not really something I want to do. Taking a Stormfront Pegasus or a Gideon's Avenger seems fine though. Now, Avenger is a card that can get out of hand very quickly, whereas, I mean, Pegasus is also just a really good, fantastic 2-drop. But I'm probably going to take the Avenger here, I think. Yep, we'll go with the Avenger. Pledge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white creatures. Oh, that's interesting. Now I have 10 white creatures. Timely reinforcements. Okay. Now I have a whole lot of white creatures. I wonder if I focus on white creatures whether or not I'm going to get that Guardian's Pledge to wheel. So I've 2 Griffin Riders and 4 Griffins. It's been a long time since I've drafted this format, so I don't really have thoughts on how many Griffins I need to support 2 Griffin Riders. But there's another one, along with a Ring Flesh, which I would love to have, but I think turning on some of the more powerful turns in my deck is probably a bit more important than one removal spell. I mean, I'm probably drafting one of those decks that are just like, hey, look at all this synergy, and then I just die because they have better cards, or I just don't draw my synergy. In other words, cute decks rather than good decks. But I think you can win a few games off turn 2 this, turn 2 Sentinel, so I'm happy with that. Crown of Empires, also a very good card. I really did not like it at first, but other people have shown me the way with that card, and it's fine. But we'll take the Griffin Sentinel. We're now up to 5 Griffins. Lawkeeper. Oh, that's a tasty looking Jade Mage for some green drafter. Lawkeeper and Vanguard. Well, removal is better, so I will take Lawkeeper. So we're not splashing for that for sure. Cruising Cane, Intimidate. I guess that's better spell when you are mostly one colour. The only black creature I have that are getting blocked are really, well, early anyway, these 2. They're not blocking that, they're not blocking that. I'm barely even black. Wow, I was black early on. Why did I think that? Because all those guys are fairly mediocre. Alright, let's take that for a blowout. Hopefully we can, like, reinforce, pledge them some. Pledge their face off. This pack has nothing. So what do we want from it? Random early guy. There's really just nothing in this pack for anyone except for like a lure. Take a Merfolk. Now you want to leave stuff like that in the pack because you want people countering other people's green spells. Probably won't need the DT, but Dark Favor here is probably better than Guardian's Pledge, with 2 Sentinels and a Tormented Soul. Just works with a few more cards than that one does. It makes shit pretty swingy too. And we get another pledge anyway, so big deal. Don't want to face that. What damage that would be dealt to you? We're probably not going to play 2 of those 5 drops. I don't think we're ever playing this either, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe there's some super aggressive deck that we just can't deal with game 1. So we bring in some ground dudes while killing them in the air. My dudes are flying anyway. Not playing that main. We only really have like 1, 2, 3 removal spells, I guess. We do have like roughly 18 creature cards if you include Timely. So probably just cut DT. And run it like that. Well, this deck actually seems decent. Can't really complain too much. So I'm building it basically like I had it laid out. Do something like cut the double black guy. So that's 23 there. What do we got? 2 of these pledges. Actually, I feel like 2 is probably too many, but don't know. We could cut a black guy. Actually, that's probably the deck right there. Just run with that. So ways to win is we just Griffin Rider into Griffin. Timely reinforcements into multiple pledges. We've got Sentinels into Dark Favor or Tormented Soul into Dark Favor. So there's a lot of, you know, nice ways to win in this deck. So I'm decently happy with it. 5 swamps, probably want more than that. 6, maybe just go 7 anyway. Seeing as we only need to draw, we might need to draw 3 planes if we've got a double white spell and also a tapper. So this is the problem that Devouring Swarm creates. But we don't have good options over it. 10-7 seems fine. Alright, so that's the deck. Let's go to round 1.